Afternoon. It's WestHamIronsChannel, and it's our weekly catch-up show with my good friend Frankie. Frankie, it's very, very hot out there, and I'm told next week's going to be one hell of a week, mate, in terms of weather. So you better top up on your ice cream and ice and all those kind of things, mate. Hey?
Got an air conditioner, mate, so that'll be firing on all cylinders.
I've been thinking about that. I haven't got one, but I know my friend had one in his office, and he's really helped. So thankfully, he had it. And I think, we're getting these long summers last couple of years, aren't we, mate?
Yeah, nice. It's good. We typically had what they call an Indian summer, didn't we? It always come later on, sort of more September sort of time. But now we're getting really good summers at the moment. So it's lovely, mate. Lovely.
Yeah, and I think our show's kind of getting well settled. The viewership is going through the roof. We've got a good, loyal following, and I think a lot of them are coming over from your great channel you used to sort of have and still have. And I think it's looking good, and I'm looking forward to these slots at the end of the week, I think.
Yeah.
And obviously, we don't want to do too much over content and kill everyone. We kind of got the whole week to digest what's gone on, and then the hour we've got lots of interesting things to talk about, really.
It's going to be a busy one, mate. Lots is going on, so it's exciting. I'm looking forward to chatting it through.
Before we get serious, you know what I'm like. Have a look at that on screen, and which one do you want?
Wow, what would I choose out of those? That is the big question, mate. What would I choose? I used to like a feast, mate. I do like a feast, a mint feast as well.
Yeah, that's it.
Elite tier. But when it's hot like this, like overly hot, I'd probably go for something a bit more refreshing, mate. I'll have the Solero, please.
I think the feast what I used to like to is like, you nibbled the chocolate all the way around, and you still had another bit to go. Love twisters. I think I got one in the fridge. Calipo, can't go wrong with that. Yeah. So it's already going mad in the chat. And obviously the other thing,
pushing for some sponsorship with them new views, mate, off of the old Walls brand there.
Some of our viewers who are slightly older than us remember this sign, Lines Made.
Yeah, I remember it.
Their favourite brand, which is still going on, because I think the original name got taken over, is Fab, isn't it? Fab is the one that they're famous for. So let us know in the chat before we get serious about things, what kind of things you know. So let's have a look at the chat, who's in there. Just scroll it up a bit more. Dave, speaking to David yesterday, and Frankie followed your channel. Yeah, he used to be there. He kind of been on your channel a few times, I think, and followed it. So, and hopefully do a few things with him. So I hope you're all right, David. You enjoying a Friday? Blowing eyes. What are you talking about? God. Hammerhead, how you doing, mate? Yeah, we're doing well, mate. We're doing well. We feel even better when you join us in the chat, mate. Otherwise, I think we're mad talking to each other. Well, that's good. Twister, good choice, mate. Cornetto, not bad. The other thing, Frankie, I don't know about your road, but I do hear the ice cream van, but it doesn't come down my road. But you don't see it too often, do you?
But there's one you always hear here, but I never see it down our road either. We're avoided for some reason. So yeah, mate, that's the old, I don't know, the British heritage, the good things. You know, I saw that F Cook's Pie and Mash shop shut down the other day, and then the old ice cream man's slowly fading away, mate. It's a shame those great British institutions that we used to have as kids growing up is all like fading away. So it's a bit of a shame, that, mate.
Yeah, it's sad to see, isn't it, mate, in a different world. But I hope nothing happens to our fish and chip shops, mate. You know,
no, that's important, mate. It's important.
Nothing comes to that. Hope your move goes well there, Dave. So onto the business of West Ham news. And the first thing I wanted to tackle, mate, was obviously last week Danjuma. Yep, he was linked. And before I go into what's happened this week, which is a bit good news, mate, as you and me discussed, and you had a feeling, Danjuma wasn't quite up there as one of David Moyes' targets. Sullivan, as we know with Sullivan, he loves strikers. We know that story of Sam Allardyce saying often he would bring me a present at the training ground, and one of them was Sacco, didn't he? Big Sam didn't know nothing about him. He just didn't want to listen to anyone, and he brought him along. And there you go, Sam, I bought you something. Like, okay, what do we do with him? So obviously this article mentions that there has been where Sullivan is doing, which we can imagine, he was running away with the deal, nearly sealed it, and then David kind of had to stop him, I think, and say, I do know of him, but he's number 4, number 5 in my list. Why are we giving up on 1 or 2 or 3 that was on my list before? So I'm not too sure about that. So I don't know what your feelings are about Sullivan. Still can't help himself, mate, sometimes.
No, but I still think he's firmly in charge. I don't know how much this is Moyes blocking it. I don't know. I'm really. Why would Moyes? I know Moyes is all about balance. He loves that balanced dressing room, and he don't like to have any bad apples in there. So I do get it. But a player like that with pace and an attacker that we're crying out for, why would Moyes block it? I don't know. Yeah, for me, I don't think we was ever really after him, mate. I know Sullivan says he nearly got there and all that. I'm not sure how much I believe it, mate. Even from when the rumours first came around, I said one thing's for sure: he won't play for West Ham. He won't be at the London Stadium next season. So I never really felt like we was ever really that interested in getting him, mate. To be honest.
Hammerhead is blaming Boris. All kinds of games outside number 10 yesterday, mate.
Yeah.
Bit like what our club used to be like. So Danjuma, what I'm hearing is he wanted to come, ready to come, and anyway, that's kind of a no-no at the moment. So let's move on to the next story. So another week, another signing, and this boy who I don't think was on anyone's radar, mate, was it? I wasn't quite aware of him.
No.
And as soon as the name came up and they said, yeah, we're going to tie this one up quite quick. Again, I didn't quite believe it, but I did. But when I looked on some footage of this guy, I was very, very happy and impressed. And there is good footage of him, particularly, I think it's the cup game, Southampton.
I watched that. Yeah, I had a look.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good footage, a number of minutes long, and very good at moving the ball on, getting his foot on the ball, and got a bit more about him than Souček, I dare say. And yeah, so hopefully, obviously, local boys in the East End, West Ham supporting family, good price, I think around 9-10 million plus add-ons. And what I always look for, I was telling everyone the other day, is when we sign someone, I like to hear the comments of the team is coming from the fans. What do they think?
Yeah.
And if they're saying, oh no, wish him the best, you guys are lucky, that kind of means a lot to me, really. And that's what they're saying. I mean, at Ipswich, he went from Ipswich to kind of Swansea, and they were like, oh my God, why have we sold this guy, especially for the money? And Swansea guys are like, what a player, but wish him the luck, done us really well. And Palace, obviously, with their new manager, Vieira, having a good first season, he's good at spotting talent. And they were going to get that one. Listening to the Palace fan websites, they thought this one's over the line at the weekend. And it all went quiet, and now we know why. He's come in, and we've kind of, shall I say, just nicked him up in front of Palace, really. And he obviously quickly changed his mind, and we're happy to have you, aren't we, mate? I don't know what your feelings are on him. Yeah.
Hugely, mate. I think I watched the day in the life of. So they followed him around for a day when he was playing for Swansea. It's a brilliant watch. He's so down to earth. There was a lot of other characters in and around that Swansea team, and he removed himself. He weren't really a follower. He sort of removed himself from the bad crowd, if you like, and he's very much head down, focused. I think he's got a really good head on his shoulders. Obviously, being West Ham, he knows what we're about. It's brilliant to sign a West Ham fan. I just think, looking at the style of midfielder he is, it's the total polar opposite to Souček. We've got a ball-playing man who likes the ball at his feet, likes to move the ball forward. For me, perfect signing, mate. A young English player. It's just really, for the money, I don't think we can go wrong. I think it's a brilliant signing. Really, really happy with it. And like you say, it sort of come out of nowhere, really. There was sort of the odd rumour here and there and little bits of discussion, but I don't even think the sort of ITK boys really knew it was.
No, that's good, isn't it?
Quickly. It's brilliant, mate. It's so refreshing to see. That I will give them. The sort of business that we have done this year has all been sort of sharp, quick, get it done. Nothing being broken. None of them games that we used to seem to play and messing around. No, I'm really happy with it. Dare I say, we're probably a left back and a striker away from having an unbelievable transfer window, mate. So.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Dave, something good to come from the hammer apart from the tunnel. maybe Moyes didn't. Oh, talking about Danjuma attitude. Yeah, you never know, mate. I ain't got a clue what they're looking at. Didn't trust him. Hammerhead, they stole it from us. Tapestry. Oh, he's on about the so fresh fish and chips originate from France. I'm told. Oh, who cares anyway? We perfected it, shall we say? Wally's grandson. Not sure about that. He had trials with us when Ipswich. Okay. I mean, Ipswich is, like we're saying, we're playing him in the pre-season fixtures. He might be there. It says subject to international clearance, isn't it, Frankie?
I
This
didn't
one.
see that, if I'm honest, mate.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
see
don't know what
that.
that means. Yeah,
No,
I don't know what
interesting.
that's all about. Yeah, this is what we mean, isn't it? He'll give everything. I think David Moyes said in his comments that he fits the character of the current team and what we're looking at, and that usually means with him, leaving it all out there, running around, good strength, sticking your foot in, and kind of make things happen. And that, cause notice him, isn't it? Because I was saying Souček, I never used to notice him watching, but this boy, hopefully he'll be a bit more. And I've seen he's not afraid of shooting as well from some far away shots, but hopefully we'll improve on that, really.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm really pleased with it, mate. Really, really pleased. I think, everything you could want from a signing: good age, English, character. Like I say, if you watch that Day in the Life of, mate, you can just see how he just perfectly fit into our dressing room that we got at the moment. I just think he's all round a perfect acquisition for us. So I'm happy, mate. I'm happy.
And would you say? I mean, we don't know yet what he's going to look like, but hopefully he'll get a fair chance in the pre-season, and at least it gives Souček something to think about, which is what we needed, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll improve him, wake him up a bit, or he might be one of those going out the window. I don't know, mate. But with the money we've got, because we don't know how much money we got in total, and it looks like we'll talk about a bit later on that we're trying to save a lot of it for kind of upfront position, really, with that. So, Luke, hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. I hope you had a good week. Never heard of this lad. Yeah, same as us, mate. But I kind of like what I seen. My first instincts of him, mate. And I know Moyes just hate to make comparisons, but he was making comparisons with Bowen, wasn't he? We didn't know much about Bowen back then, but he liked the rawness in him and what you can bring, really. And when you look at our team, what we're bringing in, mate, I wouldn't want to play us. I know teams don't like playing us recently, but it's a big team, isn't it? 6'3", Agard, Zuma, Areola's a lot bigger than Fabianski. We got this boy coming in. He's looking at Broja. God, Antonio. I think we needed that. We needed a bit more, something a bit more about us, I think, and that kind of thing. Yeah, that's it, mate. Epic Swansea fans have been saying some great things about him, and he's done really, really well.
That's a really good point, what Epic's put there, mate. And I really, really hope it doesn't work out like that. He needs to be given a chance.
Definitely. I think so. Otherwise, the confidence can play out with different players and things like that, really. So that's this boy. We wish him the luck. The next news I wanted to go through was, Diop. Some concrete interest in the boy, and he was one of the 4 we kept highlighting that I had a feeling would be going. If I don't know how many out those 4 were going to go. I think all of them are going to go, but he's the first one that Fulham cheekily. The offers, I think, a little bit. 10 million, 12 million. Lyon waiting in the background, and we're looking at 20 million. I mean, for me, I think looking back, for one reason or another, it's not quite worked out from that first great season he's had. Don't know what your feelings are about him.
I just feel sorry for him, mate.
Yeah,
I feel sorry for him. He had that game against Leicester last season. He had a tough task against Dakar and a lot of pace, and he dealt with it brilliantly. And from that point, I really thought we'd see him again, and he didn't get another minute until the end of the season. And there's no point in having, that's just going to completely ruin the man's career if you're doing stuff like that. If he comes out and has an 8, 9 out of 10 performance and he don't get another game in the next 10 games, it's just, there's no point in him being around, mate. Just, so for me, it's the right thing for him to move on, just for his sake, really, mate, to be honest, because why would you want to sit and rot away, have decent performances here and there, but never get an opportunity, never get a chance. So shame, mate, because like we said, that first spell he had with us, I thought we'd got an absolute gem, mate. I thought he looked like he was a world-class player, and it just hasn't worked out. So shame. It was definitely a confidence thing with him, mate. I remember early on he was, like you said, that Mourinho called him a beast, and, he seemed like he was he just seemed to have so much physicality. He seemed to have that bit of pace. He was just a really good centre half. And then, you know, confidence seemed to fade away, and he never really recovered. So shame, mate, is what I'd say. Bit of a shame.
Yeah, he's still young, and we'll see what happens. His preference is to go back to France, and now I think the club prefers if Lyon come in and we have a bit of a fight between the two, and the price goes up a touch more, and he'll move on really. So we'll see what happens at that. Luke maybe at right back. Yeah, we'll see. I hope not, mate. I don't want him playing at right back. If we sell Diop, a lot of people are very against it, mate. I just had the feeling we haven't got enough money to keep him. I think the budget, we're trying to top up whatever money we've got and hopefully give it back to Moyes and he can recycle the cash, mate. But yeah, I wouldn't mind him on the bench. I wouldn't mind Van Rama on the bench, Souček on the bench. That'd be a good bench, wouldn't it? But
mate, that if you wanna do anything in football, that's the kind of squad you got to have. I would love us to be able to rotate between Souček and Downs, and I would love to us if we're going to try and be, you know, push on in Europe and actually try and win a trophy somewhere down the line. You've got to have that squad depth. If we can keep Diop around, you know, I would have been okay with that. But like you said, if it means Diop's got to go, Souček's got to go because that buys you a £50 million striker or whatever it may be, then that's how it's got to be, mate.
Ooh, Dave, controversial. He'd sell Benny.
I'm with him. I'm with him. Me and Dave, we are on the same page, son. We're on the same page. James won't be happy. He's in the chat. He'll be pulling his hair out. But
James is loading up the gun, mate.
Cash in as quickly as we can.
Jamesy. Okay, Hammerhead. He's only young. Will be great. Listen, sometimes it just doesn't happen, does it? It's odd. What I mean. Don't know what happened in that second season under Pellegrini, mate. You got any comments on that? How kind of one or two players after that first season just fell away, didn't it? The whole thing, didn't it?
Yeah, no, it's a bit like that, mate. It's yeah, I don't know. It's like you say, there's the problem with us and how we've been in recent years. We've kind of never had any long-term plan. We don't have a 5 years in mind and build with an identity. It's always been a manager comes in, the manager buys what he wants, then the manager goes, and then the next manager's left with all of, you know, players that don't really suit him. We've got to find. Well, I think for the first time in a long time, we have found a little bit of an identity over the last 2 years. I think Moyes has installed that in us, hard working, you know, or everyone grafting as a team. A real good togetherness is good to see, mate. But the thing that we've lacked is ball players, in my opinion. I don't think we've had people who get the ball down and you know that old West Ham way of that you know that passing style of football. But Downs is a step in the right direction for that for me. So yeah, I think it's all good.
Good. So the latest rumor, Epic, it's done nothing about him again, mate.
Don't recognise that name, mate. I gotta say.
Yeah, I don't know much about him, but there's so many names every day, and Epic can't keep up with it. And I don't go down that route because I haven't got enough time, and I only go when I think, God, that's looking a bit, you know, interesting and close, and then have a look at it that way, really. Yeah, I know, mate, loans, but again, we're just not big enough to do that, mate. James, how you doing, mate? You all right? Hope you had a good week, mate. Right, we got Hammerhead. No one his age is world class. No one. Yeah, different positions. I mean, goalkeeper Areola's 29. We used to think the best years are ahead of him, isn't it? 29, 30. That's a good age. Centre halves. They play a lot longer now, don't they? You won't believe it. When Brooking and those guys retired, he was just about 30, I think, something like that. And they used to think that's it, can't play anymore. But now, due to the diets and everything else, they can carry on. Look at Ronaldo's physique. I know he's a one-off beast.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
You know, so good, clean. That boy probably never goes out, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke.
Nope.
Absolutely perfection, mate. Don't know. The thing again with you was like he sat on the bench for the last couple of seasons and then got injured when perhaps he could have got a run, but one of those things. Diop's contract. When I put that news up yesterday, he signed in 98. No, what I'm talking about 2018. When did he sign? 2018, was it something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a 5-year contract, so he's got. I think he had a year left on him if it wasn't increased. So perhaps that's what it is. 2018. 2018, 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. Hey Rangers, how you doing, boy? Actually, good thing you guys are friendly, aren't we?
Just round the corner, mate.
Frankie, any news going? Or?
I still haven't made a decision yet, mate. I still ain't made a decision.
All
I'm
right.
not sure. I thought I was ready for it all again, mate. But it was a mad season last season. I still ain't quite recovered. So
Well, we've got to keep the partner happy. She's like, "Where you going now? Where you going?" And
that's
let's
it,
start
mate.
that
That's it,
again.
innit?
Yeah. You got to build up the brownie points in the summer and then use them sparingly during the year, isn't it? Goodbye, Benny. Yeah, I agree with you, James. Velasic, forgot about him, mate. Yeah. It'd be funny if he stayed because you can only when in the contract you can't kick him out the door and he won't he won't leave because he's any good money anyway.
How we ended up with that Vlasic, mate, I'll have no idea. That was such a bad signing, man.
He's not really Moyes type, is he? I don't know.
No.
It's weird. It's weird, mate. It's weird. Don't know. He's same height as Sullivan. I don't know. Might have something to do with it. Well, yeah, James does keep an eye on the old betting thing and that. Oh, yeah, not bad, mate. Does he? Does he? I don't know how many times he gets booked, things like that. But the way you tackle, if he does that as soon as he comes on, he'll be a crowd favourite straight away. You know, sticks his foot in and they'll love him. You know. Yeah, we always knew this season after that. I ain't got a clue, mate. You know, I ain't got a clue. Yeah, that's true, mate. God, I'm gonna need a moderator soon, Frankie. I can't keep up with all the comments. It's going ballistic. We'll see.
If he ever gets 10 goals and 10 assists, I'll give you £1,000, James. That's how confident I am that man will never score 10 and get 10 assists.
How much is Diop on? I'll have a look. I think he's on good whack, mate. Velasic was recommended by Mark. Okay. Video analyst. Brilliant. God, it's not good, is it?
No.
Right, the next news is the one that everyone, Frankie, really couldn't wait to discuss. It's the new away strip. So I like it. I think it's
home shirt, just before we move on to the away shirt, the home shirt has arrived for my little man. Mate, the collar on it is the worst thing you've ever seen in your life.
There we go, side by
That
side.
collar is so weird. It's massive. And it's really like, I don't know. It's really strange, and even the bit on the sleeve as well. It's really chunky. I don't dislike it. I have to have a moan about something, so I'll have a moan about that because all the transfer news is positive right now. But it is it's like the collar and the bit on the sleeve, the blue bit was stitched on afterwards. It's really poorly done. And then the new away one. I mean, it's all right. It's pretty neutral, isn't it? I don't really understand what the colours on the sleeves are all about. I think
they're trying to match up. Probably trying to match what's on the shoulders there.
It's really strange. Really strange.
I don't like round collars, so that's why I like this one, the away one.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. What about the new goalkeeper one as well? It's interesting, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know what happened there, mate.
And they're the same. It's like there's two shirts. You've got the bottom half and the top half. It's like the top half has been stitched onto the bottom half. They're really poorly done this year. Really strange. I don't quite get what they've done, really.
I tell you what, they're still trying to get rid of stock from last year. Look, I've got this one and I regret it now. I think it looks better than it does on me. I don't know about that now. I don't know. I got it now, and I wish I got all the kids went for this one. Yeah. Bloody hell! Have you ever seen someone wear a goalkeeper one at the game? I haven't. I don't think so.
My boy does. The game he went to the other week, he had to have goalkeeper gloves and everything. He went full kit, goalie gloves. He went all in. He did. So
I'll get too hot in all of that. Bloody hell! Does he play in goal?
Huh?
Does he play in goal?
Being in goal. Yeah, he's only 4, but he dives like a lunatic. He loves it.
Yeah, I used to like being in goal. Yeah, because you always called upon quickly. Oh, that's interesting. He got hold of a Swansea lad. Nothing's too aggressive for West Ham.
John Moncur, let's have it back. I'd love that.
Oh, Johnny. Yeah, we always, like you said, we always had players like who could spray it around and also put their foot in. Bishop wasn't too bad. And always keep mentioning Benyon and Berkovic, cracking players. There you go. He likes that. 10 goals, 10 assists. We'll see.
No chance. Yeah, Rangers West Ham would be nice, mate. It'd be. Really. We've got a real good affiliation with each other, and yeah, it'll be hopefully like a little bit of a carnival type atmosphere. So no, I'm really, really looking forward to it, to be honest.
Listen, I like a bit of haggis and a bit of whiskey and stuff. I love it in Scotland. I had one of the kids. I took them all around the world, and one of their favourite holidays is Scotland. We went all over Loch Lomond, Loch Ness. We even ended up there, and Glenfinnan. Even went to a couple of a couple of the whiskey distilleries. What's the one I went to? Dalwhinnie. Went to Dalwhinnie out there. Loved it. My son went back again later on. Great.
It's a bit warm in this t-shirt, mate. Let me go and change it. Give me
Yeah,
one sec.
yeah. No problem, mate. No problem. Home shirt is away. Yeah, I mean, depends, isn't it? Because some of them you want to be comfortable. You don't want to be some of these shirts you get too hot in. So even some of the ones, yeah, there's ones in the past that you always keep getting out, keep wearing them. They're kind of your favourites, really. Let me just close that down a minute. Let's have a look. Rangers used to have some nice kits. C.R. Smith, was it? And one of the breweries that always used to sponsor the shirts, didn't they? I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, the third kit, mate. God, I wonder what that's got to be. Yellow. I ain't got
There we
a
are,
clue.
mate. For the Baron.
Oh my God, he's gonna go nuts. He's gonna go nuts. I know Rangers have some nice kits, mate.
Yeah.
And Hammerhead has reminded us that the third kit, we got to wait for the third kit yet. So more drama on the way, really.
Yeah.
Ben Rama, bet. I don't think he's going to be around, matey, but we'll see. We'll see, mate. We'll see.
Do you know what? I've got to put a caveat into that bet, though. It can't be 10 goals and 10 assists when he drops down to the Championship, which is his level when he scores it in the Championship. That don't count.
So, and the other thing is Norwich are not in the league anymore. You would have got 4 against them.
Yeah.
But winding you up, James, now, mate, on a Friday. All the heat's coming out. Yeah, I did think of Skittles, mate. Skittles, yeah. It's bloody mad, mate. Yeah, I know, mate. I know. I tell you what, that ground, Frankie, I don't know if it's possible, but it's one of those the Rangers when you want to do a tour of it inside. I've seen it on YouTube. It's so different, a lot of history in there, the way they've done it up. Actually, talking about Betway, I think there's a agreement that all the Premier League have agreed that the betting companies they don't want them on the shirts anymore.
Good, and that's how it should be. There's so many of these YouTube channels. I'm going to have the daily Frankie moan now. It's really not what it's all about. Like, just promoting that sort of stuff that kids go to football. They're seeing betting everywhere, gambling everywhere. It's not a good thing, mate. It's really not a good thing. Just for the chat, why they dig me out here, right?
Everywhere. Yeah.
What I do with these, why I get these sorts of kits, I'm not really like a Rangers fan and want another, right? But on Sports Direct, every year when I go on holiday, they do a massive bulk sell of all football kits and they sell them for $5. So if you sort by price on Sports Direct, you get all football shirts from like last season, whatever. You pick them up for $5. On holiday, I've got FC Roda kits and I've got AEK Athens kits and I've got all random stuff. But they're just, they're 50, 60, 70 pound shirts. Pick them up for $5. It's perfect on holiday, mate. So
I do it. Yeah, I do it on holiday for the stairs I used to get from other, because I knew there's other Chelsea there. Get a funny, in the morning you have your breakfast, and that's when I used to stick it on, and you get the funny stairs. I used to wind them up, and then you got some nice people coming out, have a chat with them. But yeah, that's all. Shorts, Luke, shorts are very expensive. Do you know that compared to like when you need shorts? So good luck. I've got a few. Ooh, Celtic. Both big clubs, mate. Huge following worldwide. James loving it, the banter. Love it. Oh, God. I can't keep up with the chat. What's going on? Well, going back to Frankie's point, even going back 15, 20 years, I used to get a catalogue at home, and I used to get shirts like Brazil, France. I had Lazio, Inter, Juve, again at good prices, and I gave them away to my cousins. I wish I kept them. My son's like the Lazio one I had because he's a big Lazio fan as well. He said, "Oh, Dad, that one is worth a lot of money now." And I'm like, I didn't know at the time. I think it's shortly after Gaza was there, the one I had.
Yeah,
and those ones are worth a lot. The one I think. Oh God, what's that team in Argentina? Maradona used to play for them. They're worth a lot of money. I forgot now.
yeah, I know the one you mean.
Some people have been to that derby in Argentina and they said it's well dangerous. Where the ground is even coming out. A couple of them have left before the end. They felt so intimidated. If you end up in the wrong part of the ground, where their local firms are, shall I say, then I don't know. I don't know, mate. Because sometimes they really? And they said, yeah. I think a lot of these South American countries, the away teams are being banned from fans. It's got that bad. And God, there was a death, wasn't it, somewhere as well? Yeah, I think Frankie kind of agrees with you. Blue Baron can't get enough of it, mate. Yeah, I think cigarettes used to be on the Grand Prix, didn't it, mate? So that's the thing, mate. He wants to know where you can get it from a $5. I think Frankie.
Yeah, no, Sports Direct. If you go on Sports Direct and you sort by price, you can always pick up. Last year, then there was loads of Rangers ones on there for like between £5 and £10. There was all sorts.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Let's go on to the next question and give the chat a bit of a break. Is this man? Yeah, that's not going away. It looks like it's Moyes' number one. Yeah, he's not gone on the pre-season tour. He wants a quick yes or a no. That's what his representatives are saying. Everton, I can't see him going Everton. And why we're in the driving seat is that he wants to stay down south. He's from kind of, like I said, Berkshire, around where I used to live, and he wants to stay around there. He's only 20, so there's no rush from his family to, you've got to grow gradually and that kind of thing. And Frankie, you're happy if he comes on board for 30 million, mate?
I think that's about right. I think anything more than that, I'm not totally convinced. I think 30 million's about right, the right money for him. I'd take, mate, we need a striker. He's strong. He did fade off towards the end of last season, but in a poor Southampton side, really. So no, I mean, again, if we get him over the line and we bring in a left back, I don't think you could have asked for anything more, mate. For me, that becomes a real big transfer window for us then. So.
And then we need someone. Assuming Benrahma stays or whatever, we need that number 10 you're talking about that can unlock defenses like a Lingard type, don't we? We need one of them. And I think Moyes has realised games are being flat and don't look like. So Benrahma's starting today. Okay, I put my hands up. I'm not going to be watching that game at 5. I've got to do something around the house as usual, but I won't be watching. Frank, you going to be watching a bit of it? Or
no, I'll watch it. I'll watch it. Yeah, I will watch it. Yeah, I'll definitely watch it. Yeah.
We are doing a show on Monday between two West Ham fans, which I think are one of the best shirt collections I've seen from the 60s. And I think if I'm right, one of them hasn't missed that many. So we're going to go out on Monday evening with the two lads, Nick and Mark. Mark I did a show with when I used to have the other channel, and Nick obviously did the few Hammer History ones with me. So that'll be interesting. How many shirts do you have, Frankie, going back from when you were a kid and stuff?
None. I don't. This will wind Dana boy up in the old chat even more. I don't buy West Ham kits. I don't wear them. I don't have any shirts.
Even as a kid, no, didn't want anything. No. Oh,
I was never a shirter, mate. I was never one to wear football shirts to matches.
What about programs? Do you have any interest in programs or anything like that?
Loads of programs, loads of that sort of stuff. I've got a really nice little collection here that you'd love, to be honest. A friend sent it to me the other day. It's loads of clippings from like back in the 80s from all sorts of different publications. It's really interesting.
Let me show you something. Oh, yeah, my son got me this for Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's got the clippings from. I mean, my dad used to read The Sun, News the World. We weren't Daily Mirror, so I think this lot is it's not cheap, and it's got Daily Mirror. I used to have a scrapbook. I used to copy what Tony Cottee had, and I lost it. I lost it at college in the park when I was having a session. I'll just tell you all. I had a bit too many, and I walked off, and I never saw it again. I brought it into college to show people, and I used to keep clippings on my McAvenny signed and all them. Not really. It's 5 o'clock the kickoff, everyone, and it's on YouTube, I believe.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, mate. I'm gonna watch with interest. It'll be good.
Luke, naughty Luke. But some of these kits are worth a lot of money. There's YouTube channels on it, that kind of thing. Okay, so James, nothing cheap out there, mate, and I think the guy's got good potential. I think he's solid. He's, he knows the league. He's born here, and I think he's all right. We just got to get some more goals out of him, I think, and I think we'll see where it goes. Yeah, 5 o'clock, mate. Oh God. So that's Brojas. Let me get you on. There you go. Frankie's back in. Didn't pay the telephone bill. He's back in now. There we go. Next topic, mate, because we're flying through, because I don't want to take up too much Frankie's time. He's been running around like a headless chicken today in his seat. Next one for Sir. This boy's gone. And no sell-on clause for the mighty West Ham negotiators, mate. What's your comment?
Yeah. When we let him go so cheap, it would have made sense to have that in there, wouldn't it? It just, you think that would be common sense, but there you go.
Like we were mentioning, like Spurs and other people, and when we sold Claret, Spurs made a lot more money than we did, and stuff like that. So yeah, let me know in the chat. But yeah, I mean, he's gone back to the league we bought him from. So would you say he's going up, or is he going sideways? Because he's 28, isn't he? I don't know. Is he really, really propelling himself?
I mean, he had an unbelievable run, didn't he? Unbelievable run in the Champions League, and when he first started playing for Ajax. So I don't know whether it faded off. Yeah, 21 goals last year. Seems a strange. If you've got a 20-goal a season striker, why would you sell him? I don't really get why they've let him go. Really odd.
There's a great YouTube channel or show I just come across when I was eating my dinner yesterday. They did a whole map of the world and Europe and how transfers are interlinked worldwide. And then they listed the top 10 clubs in terms of profit. And Portugal have been highlighted, mate. Benfica, Sporting Lisbon, Porto, in terms of generating money from transfers, it's through the roof. That's their business. I used to work with a guy from Sporting Lisbon, and he said, Jazz, we go around the whole world picking up a lot of kids for next to nothing. And before we even know what they can do, we insert something crazy into their contract, like 200 million clause, 150 million. And sorry to say, I didn't tell him that, but yeah, the clubs from our league are happy to go and pay, that kind of thing. So it's like a conveyor belt, isn't it? Ben Rami, is he still playing? Oh, he's playing for Dortmund. Don't know. We're coming to. Yeah, we're going to finish a bit early today. So again, it's kind of bit kind of not in line with what we're talking about. I just want your view on our badge, mate, and which one is your favourite badge. And
I mean, we do a lot of design as an agency. So my company, we do a lot of branding, we do a lot of design. That badge is so off in terms of what you would normally see in design. It's totally unbalanced. The United shoved underneath West Ham is really odd, to put a smaller font right underneath, squashed in there like that. The London bits for me is odd. The shield is a really odd shape. I think the colours are off. I mean, if you look at the proper West Ham badge, what I'm going to call the proper West Ham badge, the one with the castle there, look at the colours of the claret and the blue compared to the new one now. The colours are so off. It's like a kid put it together. It's like it was a competition. Some kid sent it in and it got voted on, and somehow it ended up becoming our club's badge. It's really weird. I don't like it at all. Never have done. That version of it there, which was the anniversary one, was so much better than the one we've got now.
This one,
I would love to see. Yeah, I'd love to see it redesigned again. I know the original badge never had a castle, and I get that. But growing up for me, it always did. So it's all I knew.
I mean, yeah, I think let me just put that to one side. So that's all of them here. I mean, I'm happy with this one.
Mate, all of them look all right, other than the one that stands out like an absolute sore thumb. It's
like a kid done it, didn't he?
It is. It's just like it was a competition and some kid put it together. It's really odd. Whatever agency they had to design that is crazy. But we did have a vote on it. I never saw the vote. I don't remember the vote, but apparently we had a vote on it. So.
I remember this was at the time a lot of people weren't part of Facebook West Ham groups. It was pushed through very, very quickly, you know, deliberately and obviously.
Yeah.
It hush, and then it was like, yeah, you guys voted for it, and I knew that it come off it, mate. That's not on, mate. So yeah, it's kind of not for me. Yeah, I mean that's the one I grew up watching. This one was kind of 80s on the John Lyle and things like that, really. Cracking. So we have blitzed this show in 40 minutes, everyone. You guys have absolutely been alert in the chat show, driving me mad, but I love it, really. So yeah, it's been a good week. So long. Maybe bring a player in every week. So
Yeah,
it's
mate,
good
that's what we need.
it's good timing. We give them till Friday, Saturday, don't we? So now we're giving you another week now, Dave.
Yeah, get another one over the line. Mate, you can't have it all. You're never going to. The Blue Baron, the kits, the sale might have come off. This was before I went away to Marbella, so that was probably 6 or 7 weeks now. But at end of every season, they always do a football shirt sale, and then that's where they sell them all off really cheap. So you remember, you might have missed the boat there, mate. But yeah, I mean, mate, you can't have it all in a transfer window. You're never going to get everything over the line, but I think we've ticked a lot of boxes already. All we want to see is just that striker now would be amazing. That just get that one over the line. Like you say, creative midfielder, I can suffer that for this one, but it would be nice to get that left back position sorted out as well. And we do seem to be linked with a lot of left backs. It does seem like that is a bit of a priority, so it'd be good to see that get done. And mate, I sent you that link to Claret, which I would love to see us get someone like Claret.
Oh, okay, yeah, I saw that name come up today.
Mourinho loved him, and I think a lot of Jose Mourinho. So if he says he's a player, then that's good enough for me. So yeah, Mandy, I did a bit of a review of Downs at the beginning. Really, really happy with him. Over the moon. Knows what it means to be West Ham. Totally the opposite to the midfielders we got at the moment. Great ball playing midfielder, young, English, all of that. Fantastic signing. So over the moon with that one.
Yeah, we're really happy with that, especially the money. Good value for money. Hopefully, he doesn't disturb the kitty too much, really. So someone help Mandy out with a link. Mandy's on YouTube. Maybe perhaps just type West Ham versus Serbia, whatever you call it. And then it'll come up, mate. She's happy. What's your plans for this evening before I let you go, Frankie? What are you doing?
What am I doing? I'm not doing much tonight, mate. I went out and had a few jars last night, and I'm feeling a little bit tender, to be perfectly honest.
You don't. You look all right. You look all right.
No, mate. I can hide it well, but so I'm feeling a little bit tender. But I've got a big barbecue tomorrow with a few people coming around, mate. So I'm going to prep for that, and hopefully we should have another day like today, and it'll be lovely, mate. So
well, at least you don't have to panic about will it rain, will it not? It's definitely not going to rain, so you can prepare. Is it a gas one or a charcoal? Which way are you
charcoal? Charcoal. It's just like a drum. I love the old-fashioned style. Just chuck loads of charcoal in the drum and get it going. So
I'm pretty easygoing. Sausages, that's enough for me, mate. Barbecues, I'm fine with the old burger. Don't have to go too complicated anyway. But yeah, hope you enjoy that, mate. And thank you all in the chat. It's been a really, really good week. A lot of interesting things to chat about. Hopefully we'll carry on next week. And we've got a few games coming up to talk about as well now and other stuff. So again, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Frankie. And yeah, join me Monday for the Retro Shirt Show with the two, shall I say, senior respected lads. So take care. Love you all. Take care. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Come on, you Irons.